Okay, let's talk about improper fractions. An improper fraction is when you have more than one whole, but it still looks like a fraction. What you'll notice is that the numerator, or the number on top, is larger than your denominator. So what that looks like is if you have one whole, and in this example I'm using thirds. So if I have one whole, which is equal to 3/3, and I have 1/3 of another whole, what I really have is 4/3, or I have 1 and 1/3. One whole and 1/3 of another whole. And that, when we write it this way, is called a mixed number. So an improper fraction is when you have the bigger number on top, and a mixed number is when you use a combination of whole numbers and fractions to show what you have. So we're going to take a couple of these improper fractions and we're going to make them into mixed numbers. So to do that, we're just going to divide the numerator by the denominator. So 5 divided by 2, well, 2 goes into 5 2 whole times, because 2 times 2 is 4. So I have 2 whole times that my denominator goes into my numerator. And when I do that, I have 1 remaining, so that becomes my new numerator over my denominator. And what that looks like is if I have 5 halves, I have 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, and 5 halves, which is 2 whole circles and 1 half of another. And that's how it looks like, that's how you can draw it. Okay, to do another one, 14/8 is also an improper fraction, but 8 goes into 14 one whole time, with 6 remaining, and my denominator stays the same. So I continue to have 8s. Okay, and 6/8 can be reduced, so if you're asked to simplify or reduce your answer to lowest terms, it would be 1 and, I believe 2 goes into both of these, 1 and 3/4. Okay, so 14/8 as a mixed number is 1 and 6/8, but if you simplify it all the way down, it becomes 1 and 3/4. And last one, 31/6. Well, I know 6 goes into 31 5 whole times, and 6 times 5 is 30, so that means I have 1 remaining after I've multiplied that, and my denominator stays the same. So 31/6, another way to show that, is 5 whole and 1/6. And that's a little introduction on improper fractions.